spinning and I fall into the state of matter what I've just created. Pumping like the doctor, D into the RE, suckers ready to leap up on the tip when we made it. Created so I'll never be regarded as a regular, more than just a little bit better than my competitor. You should never underestimate the fashion. I hope for the stage whether I'm cooling or thrashing. Cracking the concoction created by me. When read, you read, E equals a D-O to the C. Knowledge and the talent that my mother had born to her equals an artist I won't be born. What is that, Dre?
It's the formula. The University of Dubuque Spartans had the right formula in 1989-90. Head coach John Davison gathered the ingredients and came up with just the right concoction to produce a winner. UD used the formula to win the Iowa Conference title for the third time in the last 5 years and earned a berth in the NCAA Division III playoffs. Let's take a look back now at a most memorable season in University of Dubuque Spartan basketball history.
I said to the players last night, we had homecoming last night, and I said, I don't know if you guys are looking forward to tomorrow as much as I am. I said, it's really difficult being here at the homecoming activities, thinking basketball, looking forward to it, but their enthusiasm is good, and I think that's the reason my optimism or my enthusiasm is so high.
Those were the sentiments expressed by Coach Davison at UD's first practice, October 22, 1989. The Spartans had closed out the 1988-89 season with 11 straight wins, and a majority of that team was coming back. On November 11, UD hosted a national team from Denmark, and the Danes quickly learned that what Moses giveth, Moses taketh away. The Spartans tuned up for the season opener by beating Denmark in that exhibition. 1 week later, UD began the regular campaign with a win over Cornell, and Spartan fans caught a glimpse of the excitement that was to come. Following a loss to the College of St. Francis, the Spartans came home Thanksgiving weekend to host the 19th annual Dan Donovan Tournament. UD easily dispatched Clark in the first game to set up a Wisconsin-Iowa border showdown with highly ranked Wisconsin-Platteville. A packed house at McCormick Gymnasium saw one of the most exciting games of the year, but for the third straight season, UD failed to capture the Dan Donovan title, losing to Platteville 88-83. Heading into December, the Spartans were 2-2.
It's like a message that only I can understand, but those who want to comprehend will again be in the midst of the brother. Unlike another in any way, cause Trey don't play, say what the other say. Originality is a must whenever I bust. The funky composition is crushed, and I trust that you know it when you hear a funky record with potential. We getting hyped because Dre rocking the instrumental. Nothing like what you've heard before and more, nevertheless. See, I don't best, I mean I'm like fresh if not the freshest. When I'm expressing my thoughts on, Ronnie, you can help but listen up and get caught on. Because I cook when I pick up a pen and begin in the end, it's dope. That's cause I wanna win. Knowledge and the talent that my mother had born to her equals a duck. What is it, Dre?
Yo, man, that's the formula. UD began a stretch of 5 games in 9 days against Iowa Conference rival Wartburg December 1st. The Knights and Spartans figured to challenge each other for the title, and on this night, the Spartans defeated the defending conference champs 86-79. UD won at Rockford and Mount Mercy, then took on Buena Vista in Storm Lake Friday, December 8. The Beavers were busy trying to stop the likes of Dave Crawford and Rufus Bennett, but UD was too much for BV, and the Spartans raised their Iowa Conference record to 2-0 with a 95-80 victory. But the long ride back from Storm Lake took its toll on the team, and the Spartans lost to Coe College the following night. UD's 4-game winning streak was snapped, and the Spartans headed into the Christmas break with a 6-3 record. And what a break it was in the Bahamas. January opened with fun in the sun at the Great Goombay Shootout. The Spartans had worked hard to earn the money for the trip, and now it was time to let loose and relax. Of course, some were looser than others. Oh yes, there was some basketball played in the Bahamas. UD suffered 2 quick losses to tough Oklahoma Baptist and Ramapo, but bounced back to beat Columbia Union 104-66 to break their only losing streak of the season at 3 games.
Keeping it dope as long as I can imagine. Making each record that I do better than the last one. Take a little time, choose the topic and drop it, release it to science. I'm making dope beats with rhythmic American poetry. Shifted the stations, now many people know of me. I'm the D into the O and the O into the C and the C into the period. Suckers are fearing this when heard the dope style calculated by the great. Waiting till just a second to get caught up in my record. Knew it, not a kid to be warned. If something's getting torn up, then I'm doing the tearing, not being torn. Shaping up to be one of the top vocalists, lyricists, and when you hear it, this shit and choke on this knowledge and the talent makes it valid for me to get get it patent. Trey, tell them what I'm rapping.
The formula. A tired Spartan team lost to William Penn its first day back from the islands before facing crosstown rival Loris January 11 at McCormick. UD came out fired up and took a big first-half lead, but the Spartans found themselves trailing by 3 with just seconds left. No problem. Damon Rogers sank the three-pointer at the buzzer to send the game into overtime, where UD won it 69-67. The victory upped UD's conference record to 3-1, 8-6 overall. 2 nights later, Luther came to town, but the Spartans didn't treat their guests very well, thrashing the Norse 100-62. The Spartans then hit the road, winning at Simpson, but losing by 1 at Central the next night. At Upper Iowa on January 24, junior center Dave Moses Crawford became only the 14th player in Spartan history to reach 1,000 points.
I was looking forward to it, but I didn't know I was that close last week until Thursday before the game. And now that it was a lot of pressure on me to score the 9 points, but now that it's over, I feel good about it.
Well, he's just growing by leaps and bounds, and not only the physical aspects of the game, but the mental. He's becoming much more consistent, he's becoming much more intense, and yet he's stable.
The Spartans' 95-74 win over Upper Iowa put their conference mark at 6-2, heading into an important stretch against Central, Loris, and Wartburg. If the Spartans were to make a run at the league title, now was the time to start.
It's a good chance. You know, we're coming together, playing as a team, and the confidence is up. Everybody has a good attitude, so I think it's a great chance that we will put a run together and win a conference.
You can't run off a string if you don't win the next one, and right now that's our predicament, because Central beat us last week at their place, and they've always given us fits for some reason.
Crawford and senior Greg Franken led the Spartans past Central 71-63 at McCormick January 26. But 4 nights later at Loris, UD fell 74-57 to the Dewhawks. It would be their last conference loss. At Wartburg, February 4, Moses almost single-handedly beat the Knights, scoring 28 points and hauling down 16 rebounds. But it was Rufus Bennett's clutch free throws near the end of the game that enabled UD to overcome Wartburg 60-59.
In effect, and I'm smooth. That's why I'm on the incline. Suckers fronting for nothing, cause I'm gonna get mine. It's in the cards, and I think I might have read this. So don't lie and try to front like someone said this. Most who know thoughts serve by the doc. See that it's a mission impossible trying to rock me. For an arena who that's me to perform for her Geo, and easily I flow when you know using a formula.
Back home against Upper Iowa on the 9th, Rogers lit up McCormick with 3-pointers. Damon canned 7 trays to set a new single-game Spartan record. The old mark was 6, set by Todd Milan and equaled by Grayling Gordon. Rogers' 25 points led UD to an 87-64 pasting of the Peacocks. After a win at Luther, the Spartans began a weekend series at home against Simpson and Buena Vista. 2 victories here, and UD would clinch a tie for the Iowa Conference title. The Spartans trailed Simpson the entire game Friday, February 16, but Moses sank this shot with just 2 seconds left to give UD a 71-70 victory. The next night against the Beavers, the Spartans got off to another slow start, but in the end, UD ran away from Buena Vista 86-72. The win gave the Spartans at least a tie for the league crown, with 1 game to play at William Penn. UD remembered the loss to the Statesmen back in January and wanted to win to claim the conference outright. And win they did, 68-63, after which it was time to celebrate. Spartan players have gotten used to cutting down the cords over the years, but each time is a great thrill. The Dubuque Spartans were Iowa Conference champs again, finishing 13-3 in the league. Next up, a berth in the NCAA Division III playoffs, and for the second time in 3 years, UD hosted a first-round playoff game at McCormick Gym. The opponent, Claremont Mudd Scripps College, the same team the Spartans defeated in the 1988 playoffs in Dubuque. UD used outstanding defense and clutch shooting to beat the Stags again, 84-77, and advanced to the second round.
How sweet it is! Those are the things, that's icing on the cake, and that's a lot of icing. It's just fantastic. It was a great basketball game. It's got to be great for the fans. I'm really happy for our kids, and especially our seniors. and everybody that helped with the tournament, they really pulled it off. It was just great.
Even though the Spartans' season ended 2 nights later in St. Paul, Minnesota against the College of St. Thomas, no one can deny this was another special season. UD's formula produced an overall record of 19-9, and with it, the potential for even greater success in 1990-91. You see, the Spartans lose only one player from this team. Forward center Greg Franken will be missed, though. The Allison, Iowa native averaged 8 points a game, shot 50% from the field, pulled down 5.5 rebounds a contest, and provided leadership. But coming back is the Iowa Conference Player of the Year, junior Dave Crawford from New Orleans. Moses led the league in both scoring, 19.9 points a game, and rebounding, 9.4 a contest. Crawford's 54.2 field goal percentage was tops on the team, and he set a school record for blocked shots with 48. He currently ranks 7th on the Spartans' all-time scoring list and also 7th on the school's rebounding chart. For his efforts, Crawford was named Division III Honorable Mention All-American by the National Association of Basketball Coaches. 2 other juniors who earned their 3rd letter were Damon Rogers and Rufus Bennett. Rogers, a Hammond, Indiana native, was 2nd on the team in scoring at just under 15 points a game and led the Spartans with 54 3-point goals. Rogers was 2nd in assists, added over 4 rebounds a game, and was voted 2nd team All-Iowa Conference. Bennett from Gary, Indiana, led the team in assists and steals. Rude shot over 53% from the field while averaging 12.6 points a game. He also was 2nd on the team with 36 3-pointers. Together, Crawford, Rogers, and Bennett were the heart and soul of the Spartan team.
It makes me feel successful, and it shows you what a good recruiting class can do. Because we brought in the freshmen, and ever since then we've been successful. It's fun, because in high school I wasn't on a winning team. We had a successful team, not a winning team. We were competitive, but when I came here with all my other incoming freshmen, we've been able to win. Coach been able to have conference championships. I've been happy.
I wasn't going to play basketball coming out of high school. I was just going to go to college and get a degree, but no, I never thought of it this way.
They breed excitement. They're fun to watch. They're fun to coach. They're not always predictable in both on the court and off, but that's what makes them exciting, and that's what makes them fun.
Also coming back next season are the brothers Hubbard from New Orleans. Ryan is a returning starter who averaged 6.5 points and almost 4 rebounds per game. He also led the team with 88% free throw shooting. Ryan's twin brother Brian was one of UD's top reserves, averaging 4.6 points a game. And where would the Spartans be without Chad Specht, Craig Miller, and Dave McLaughlin? All 3 were key contributors off the bench in UD's title hunt. Specht, a sophomore from Maquoketa, Iowa, was a defensive specialist who averaged almost 5 points and over 4 rebounds a game. Miller, a junior from Geneseo, Illinois, was a slick ball-handling guard who saw action in every game and was 6th on the team in assists. McLaughlin, a freshman from Maquoketa, shot over 47% from three-point range, 2nd on the team. One of the most exciting players the Spartans are counting on in 1990-91 is forward Al Hansen from New Orleans. Hansen can do it all, score from inside and out, pass, and play defense. And he really gets the crowd going with his thunderous dunks. Not to be forgotten, but who also saw varsity action were Anthony Allen from Chicago, Trennis Phillips from St. Louis, and Maquoketa natives Scott Berner and Chris Streets. Before we close the book on the 1989-90 Dubuque Spartans, the coach, John Davison, also received accolades. Davison was named Iowa Conference Coach of the Year for the 3rd time in the last 5 seasons, and he also was awarded the 1990 Paul Maskey Memorial Award as the Small College Coach of the Year in Iowa. Davison's Spartans were the winningest team in the Iowa Conference for the past decade, with 3 league titles and 5 runner-up finishes. And it was his ability to establish a sense of team unity and togetherness that helped make the 1989-90 Spartans champions. The formula is working at the University of Dubuque, and excitement is already building for next season.
High energy, full with the wisdom, sense of a rich man, knowledge and the rhythm. This is what I'm using to come up with a style, so I'll interact all together better with the crowd. Nervous for a second and the record starts spinning, and I fall into the state of mind of what I've just created. Pumping like the doctor, D into the RE, suckers ready to leap up on the tip when we made it. Created so I'll never be regarded as a regular, more than just a little bit better than my competitor. You should never underestimate the fashion. I hope for the stage whether I'm cooling or thrashing. Cracking the concoction created by me. When read, you read, E equals a D-O to the C. Knowledge and the talent that my mother had born to her equals an artist that won't be worn. What is that, Dre?
It's the formula.